It's Christmas Eve, 2004. I'm at my brother's house, sitting near the tree, when someone hands me a gift, not to keep, just to hold for a while. It's my baby niece, Jessica, a placid ball of inquisitiveness crowned with a tuft of bright red fuzz. A milk bubble on her lips informs me that Mommy has just topped her off, and now the infant is valiantly attempting to break free from the arms of Morpheus. She glances up at me as if to say, "What are you looking at, story boy? Put me down. I'm not sleepy yet. It's the shank of the evening. I've got places to crawl, things to tip over," and she pauses to yawn. "Ignore that. You saw nothing. You hear me? Nothing." She seems a bit fussy, so I begin to pat her back gently, hoping to release any trouble-making bubbles. She places her head on my chest as I slowly sway and launch into my routine. "Who's Irish and lives in your backyard?" "Patio furniture." As I deliver the punchline, I wiggle a finger softly into her side, eliciting a giggle. This duck walks into a pharmacy and says, "Give me some chapstick. Put it on my bill." Another tickle, more giggling. The kid knows good material when she hears it. Then I shift into some of my more esoteric stuff. What did Buddha say to the hot dog vendor? "Make me one with everything." I look down to find Jessica staring at me vacantly, her little mouth agape. "It's not really a ha-ha kind of joke," I explain, "but there's more. Buddha hands the vendor $20, and the guy gives him his hot dog. 'What about my change?' asked Buddha, and the hot dog vendor says, 'Change comes from within.'" Jessica's expression remains utterly blank. She tilts her head to one side, seemingly asking, "We're not really related, are we?" Then, out of the corner of her eye, she notices a particular light flickering on the Christmas tree. The baby seems hypnotized by the pulse of blue light, and I'm reminded of a story. "This happened a long time ago," I quietly begin. "Back when God was all alone in the middle of nothingness, and it was such a sad, pointless existence that God decided to shrink down into a tiny speck the size of an electron and then explode so as to be everywhere and everything. All the particles from that explosion became galaxies, stars and planets, deserts and oceans, giraffes, mango trees, dragonflies, toadstools, Grover Cleveland, dingoes, chickadees, viruses, dandelions, sea urchins, gnats, Episcopalians, flatworms, polar bears, and you. Now, our job as particles is to have all kinds of experiences and collect information, because someday, like it's done 1 billion times before, the whole thing will flatten out and fold back down into that little electron-sized speck, and we're all going to have a party in there. We'll gather together like campers around a fire. Every particle that ever was will have their own story to tell. It'll be fun for a few thousand eons, but eventually we'll all get bored and more than a little claustrophobic. So, bang, everything explodes again. And even though this process would appear to take trillions of years, in God's dimension, time means practically nothing. So the expansion and collapse of the universe is really nothing more than the flickering of a tiny light on a Christmas tree. As I finally pipe down, Jessica turns away from the twinkling bulb and looks right up into my eyes. She opens her mouth and burps. Then she nuzzles her head against my chest and drifts off to sleep, perchance to dream of Buddha decorated with Christmas lights, sharing a hot dog with a duck as they sit on patio furniture in a pharmacy that keeps exploding, collapsing, and exploding.